Buckle up, everybody, because we are going deep today.
Deep.
Into global markets.
Yeah.
We've got the My Pensions Advisor Global Market Update, hot off the press from February 28th, 2025.
Right.
And we're talking Asian, U.S., U.K. markets, all doing some crazy stuff.
All the action. Yeah.
So think of this as your, cheat sheet
Your playbook.
to sound really informed at your next finance meeting or cocktail party.
It was right.
Whatever it is, you're going to...
High level.
Yeah, keep it high level.
Exactly.
So the update starts with Asian stocks
Okay.
closing lower. And they point to an Nvidia-driven sell-off on Wall Street.
Interesting.
So I'm thinking right away, how does a U.S. tech company
Right.
cause waves across the Pacific?
Yeah. That's a really good question. And it might seem surprising at first glance, but Nvidia, they're kind of a big deal.
I mean, I know them for graphics cards.
Yeah, that's right. Their chips are in everything from, like you said, those gaming PCs to the AI systems that are, changing the world. So when their earnings report came out and kind of spooked investors.
How?
Well, it wasn't just about, them maybe missing some targets.
Uh-huh.
It signaled a potential weakness
What?
in the entire tech sector. And, that has global implications.
So it's not even just that these Asian companies rely on Nvidia directly.
No.
A domino effect.
Yeah, it's about confidence.
Investor sentiment.
Exactly. Investors, they see that report and they think, hold on, if a giant like Nvidia is stumbling, maybe the whole tech boom is slowing down.
Globally?
Globally. That's the fear, and that shift in sentiment that can trigger a sell-off across markets, even in companies that have, nothing to do with Nvidia directly.
Okay, so one company's earnings report
Can send ripples
out.
across the world, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
The update also mentions Tokyo's inflation data.
Right.
But let's park that for now and head over to the U.S.
Okay, let's do it.
Because what happened there kind of sets the stage for everything else.
For sure, because that Nvidia report, it wasn't just about, maybe missing some earnings targets. It was about the future investors were looking for reassurance.
About what?
About the tech sector, that the growth was sustainable, and they didn't get it. And on top of that, you've got President Trump.
Right. The update mentions him and tariffs.
Of course, it feels like he was always, got some trade war brewing.
He did. Always.
Always.
So what was it this time?
This time it was a big one, a threat of 25% tariffs on all EU imports.
Wow. So we've got spooked tech investors and a potential trade war.
It was a lot to process back then.
No wonder U.S. markets took a hit. But hold on, where does the U.K. fit into all of this?
That's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Because you got to remember, the U.K. back then, they were navigating their post-Brexit world.
Right.
So Trump's tariff announcement throws a whole new wrench into everything.
I bet.
And here's the thing, some U.K. sectors see this as a golden opportunity.
Wait, benefit from a trade war? How does that even work?
Okay, so imagine you're a British company making, say, high-end furniture.
Okay.
Suddenly, your Italian competitors, they're facing a 25% price hike in the U.S. market.
Ouch.
Right? You might not even export there yet, but this levels the playing field, maybe even gives you an edge.
Oh, so some companies, they see tariffs as protectionist.
Exactly.
It lets them grab market share.
Yeah, but you're right. The update said UK markets had a mixed reaction.
Right.
Someone's got to be losing out.
Yeah.
Think about UK companies that rely heavily on components from the EU.
Okay.
Those tariffs are going to make their production costs skyrocket.
Oh, right.
And that squeezes their profits.
So it's like a luxury car maker that imports Italian leather for their interiors.
Yeah, perfect example.
They're in a tough spot.
They either eat the cost or they raise prices and risk losing customers.
No winning.
Not really. And that's why the UK market was so mixed, winners and losers all at the same time.
All thanks to, political decisions happening across the Atlantic.
It's a global game.
It really is.
Huh.
I'm seeing how everything's connected.
Yeah.
A tech company's earnings report in the U.S. ripples through Asia. Then Trump drops a tariff bombshell that reshuffles the deck for the U.K.
Like I said, a global game of chess.
It is a global game of chess.
That's the takeaway here. Global markets, they're intricately woven together. Company performance, political moves, economic data, it all interacts.
So the next time we hear about some seemingly distant event, we got to ask ourselves, how might this impact the bigger picture?
Exactly. You got it.
Mind blown. Seriously, big thanks to my pensions advisor for this insightful update. You can find their contact info in the show notes if you want to go deeper.
Lots more to explore.
And for our listeners, keep this interconnectedness in mind. What other seemingly small events are happening right now that could reshape the world tomorrow? Food for thought.
Absolutely.
Until next time.